As many of the people sitting here today know, this senior class, the class of 1999, besides being being extremely unified and one of the most magnificent classes ever, is also extremely hardworking. Because of that hard work and the fun that we had doing our various fundraisers, from terrible towels, yeah, Pete, countless bake sales, sorry, no more Davis cookies after this year, and all the way to our senior helper day, our class is able to say that we have raised the bar. That's a challenge to all future classes, and we'll be giving the largest gift ever by a class. In order to have the greatest impact throughout the school, we have divided our gift so that everyone may benefit. $1,000 will be put towards the renovation of the Bicentennial Garden, which is directly behind me, and it was made to commemorate the bicentennial, obviously. $1,500 will be given to the building of a garden in the middle school quad, which, though the plans are still being looked over by Mr. Taft and Mr. Connor, will include spaces for student sculptures to be displayed. And finally, $1,200 will be given to each of the 8 upper school departments: classics, English, history, mathematics, modern language, performing arts, science, and visual arts, for a capital purchase so that future students will directly benefit from the success of the fabulous class of 1999. Yep.
Ms. Skog, on behalf of the senior class, I'd like to express my gratitude for the work and sacrifices you volunteered to us. You've been a wonderful source of support, friendship, and guidance. In the past 2 years, you allowed your room to be overrun by an endless stream of assorted paints and glitters, carnations, shirts, boxes, candy, soda, half-empty pizza boxes, and dozens of lounging kids. Your room is a perfect reflection of you, overrun and busy, but never overwhelmed. You created a room full of openness and warmth. That we always wanted to be in it shows how much you mean to us, and what a wonderful job you've done. As a symbol of our gratitude and affection, some of us more affectionate than others, Taylor, we'd like to give you a stereo for the next flood of kids preparing to fill up your room. Now, I hate to beat a dead horse, but Ms. Skog, you've always shown us that there's more than one way to skin a cat. And when possible, you've always found a way to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. And when things got rough, you weren't afraid to crack the whip. So, in appreciation of your efforts, we've made a donation to the SPCA in your honor. Thank you, Ms. Skog. You will always be at the heart of the class of '99.
Thank you, class of 1999. Good job. Chosen by the upper school faculty, I'm pleased to introduce our second student speaker, David Kepner. Dave?
First off, I'd like to thank the faculty for selecting me to speak today, and again, welcome all family and friends, and especially the class of '99. I hope you all enjoy what I have to say. It's a little strange that I am speaking today. When I was in pre-kindergarten at GA, I never spoke. My talking for the day pretty much consisted of asking my teacher, Mrs. Weems, if I could go to the bathroom. But one time when I was in the bathroom, I encountered this huge daddy long legs. It was disgusting. And I soon found myself not saying a word in school. I remember one day I did talk, however, and right before my mom came to pick me up, Mrs. Weems gave me $1 as a reward. So naturally, when I found out a few weeks ago that I was going to speak at graduation today, I gave serious thought to calling Mrs. Weems in hopes of earning some easy cash. I earned that $1 13 years ago in 1986. When most of us from the class of '99 began our schooling journey. Of course, the adventure has not all taken place here at GA. It has taken place at Elkins Park Middle School, Soulberry Junior and Senior High, Bethlehem Central Middle School in New York, the Canadian Academy in Japan, St. Catherine's Montessori in Texas, Our Lady Help of Christian. It has taken place at New Trier Township High School in Winnetka, Illinois, Northfield Mount Hermon in Massachusetts, East Norton Middle School, Methacton, the Swain School, Westtown Friends, Holy Savior, Penn Charter, the Hun School. Wherever our educational expedition began, and wherever it took place along the way, it has ended up right here. 13 years after our first day of school, we find ourselves waiting eagerly on the doorstep of life after graduation. We have rung the doorbell, hammered on the knocker, peeked through the windows, and jiggled the doorknob. Very shortly, we will officially and finally enter. But we're not there yet. For the time being, we are on the doorstep. After the prom and during project, we have been standing, it seems, between the past and the future. In a sense, we are in a type of no man's land. We are neither here nor there, but we are somewhere. Behind us are 13 years. In front of us, who knows? We are waiting to see. While we wait, we look for something to grasp. Something behind us, perhaps, something that we know. A grounding measurement of our past 13 years of school that will perhaps lend us some stability as we wait to open the door and move on. But how do we measure the past 13 years? According to how we have changed? Indeed, we were all a lot different back when we embarked on this scholastic adventure. In 1986, his dad tells me that Peter Jennings' mile time was just shy of 43 minutes. 13 years ago, Ryan Mess was far too busy learning to spell his name to have an opinion on political structure or philosophy. To Katie Gupton or Chrissy Fawley, the letters C, S, and O had little significance aside from their pivotal role in the alphabet song. Boogie claims, and I don't know if I believe this, Boogie, because you can't even tell me your real name, but 13 years ago, Boogie claims his name was Andy or Arthur or something. I don't know. Or do we measure our past 13 years according to how we have not changed? What about us has always been the same? I'm not just referring to Greg Davis's combed-forward blend-in hairstyle. There are other things. I bet if we took a look at Ron Diorzio's notes from third-grade history class, they would reveal not an explanation of the Boston Tea Party, but a detailed sketch of the boats and the tea barrels from the famous rebellion. And I have a feeling even when Jeff Greco, or Chubby Jeff, was in 4th grade at Oakland Day School, he was all business during recess basketball games. I'm just a throwback, Jimmy. It's whoever wants it more. Through the change and through the changeless, we have come these 13 years. And we all wait on the doorstep, restless. Mac Morgan is hovering near the doorknob, creating a computer code door hacking system. No luck. Nevy and Nate attempt a classic 12-22 fire blitz. No luck. We still wait. So again, we turn our thoughts to the past. We remember some of what was here as we wait to see what will be there. The pure and unconditional goodness of Emily Shaner, Alexis Frankel, and Mike Yetter. The fiery tenacity of Maureen Cooper when she takes on a cause. And the coolness of Mr. Straub. And by the way, Mr. Straub, I have that Pearl Jam CD in my car. I'll get it to you right after this, I promise. We remember the infectious and sometimes ridiculous enthusiasm and work ethic of Mr. Kemp, the comical genius behind Doc, the soft-spokenness and tranquility behind Lauren Weinmayer and Natalie Markey. As we remember all this, we begin to realize that something big is about to happen, has already happened. What has been the present for so long is now the past. And suddenly it occurs to us how strange this is. We are remembering school. All this time we have been living school, and now we are already looking back on it. A huge part of our lives has changed from being to simply being there. What we have been doing is now what we have done. To be sure, our last couple of months here were filled with anticipation surrounding what lay ahead. On the wall in the Student Center, there hung a tear-off calendar counting down the last days of school. Each day, a senior would call dibs, ensuring a chance to rip off one of the remaining sheets. Yet in the midst of all this excitement floated an air of nostalgia. Our days were filled with lasts. The last day, too. The last, and good morning, from Mr. Garvin.